All right? It's absolutely reprehensible. It really is. And if the military wants to survive and actually be a competent, efficient fighting force going into the future, it needs to crack down and get these toxic leaders the hell out of the ranks. Fuck them. Hello everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. And today, we're going to be going over some of the craziness that's going on between Trump and the Navy. Alrighty, I was coming back from the gym and turned on NPR and heard them bashing President Trump again because he countermanded the orders of the admiral who is the officer in charge of the Navy SEALs. All right. So this whole thing revolves around a Navy SEAL who was brought up on charges for murdering, killing, unlawfully some Afghanis. He had the full boat court-martial, and lo and behold, he was found not guilty. Now, I actually followed this trial, loosely, of course. I did read part of some of the transcripts, and for the most part, the medic admitted to killing the dude, and he had nothing to do with it. So, of course, the SEAL was acquitted of, unlawful murder, killing, whatever you want to call it. But they did, hem him up on taking a picture with a dead combatant. All right. Now, first of all, I myself have never been a fan of the trophy pictures. All right. Especially if you're going to take pictures and somebody's going to be standing next to the body that shows their face. You're just asking for, number one, bad karma, and two, to get, fucked in the ass, because that's frowned upon. I myself, was not really a big fan of that. No, in Iraq, a lot of my guys, took goon pictures, which were pictures of guys who came out to, shoot at them and got killed. I got a slew of those pictures, and, I'm not really proud of it, or I don't really hate it, but it's just one of those things that happens in a war zone. It's not really a big deal. So the Navy, they're kind of butthurt about the fact that they got shut down from the court-martial. And they decide they're going to reduce, here's a chief petty officer, E7 to an E6. I don't know how the Navy rank works anymore. I used to. I don't keep up on it. So it gets, reduced to an E6. Now, when you're an E7, it's very, very hard to reduce you in rank without basically a courts-martial or a huge, big muscle movement, from the military. But when you're below E7, any field grade officer could take rank off you one right after the other for bullshit. I've seen it done hundreds and hundreds of times. So Trump basically steps in and says, this is stupid. He was found not guilty of this major offense. You guys are blowing this minor thing way out of proportion. This guy has, decades of service to the country. Well, we're going to give him back his E7. Fuck you guys. All right, so the Department of Navy, can't seem to shut the fuck up, and they decide they're going to double down on stupid, and they're going to pull this Navy SEALs trident. All right, first of all, going to be honest, I am not a fan of SEALs. I'm just not. They're basically Rangers that swim, that are very conceited. They do stupid shit. It is what it is. All right, I remember in the Panama invasion in '89, a whole slew of fucking SEALs were assaulting across an airstrip got fucking lit up. And I think 30% or half of them wound up in the hospital with a couple of them killed. And one of them got his ass fucking canoed because, you know, those guys lift a lot of weights and a big bubble butt, and one of his cheeks was split right down the middle. I can still hear his fucking words to this day when he looked me in the face and he said, "Don't you ever take an ass wound." Fuck that. That looked terrible. But, you know, everything being equal, taking somebody's trident, in my opinion, is probably worse than taking a stripe. To earn that kind of stuff in the military, you have to jump through all kinds of hoops. You have to put up with a whole hell of a lot of discomfort, pain, and just unmitigated bullshit. All right. It's kind of like stripping the long tab from a Green Beret. All right, which has been done over some minor fucking stupid shit. In fact, there was one just this year over a guy who was in Afghanistan with the team. The team was doing all kinds of crazy shit. He refused to fucking participate, and they pulled his Green Beret, which was absolutely fucking stupid. That's another side note. So, you know, Trump said, "Fuck you. You're not, you know, we give him back his rank. You're not taking this trident. He's gonna remain a SEAL." And the admiral decided to get fucking stupid about it, and people got fucking fired. All right. Now I'm gonna be honest with you here. What we see here between the admiral and the upper echelon of the command for the Navy and what's going on with this enlisted guy is nothing short of toxic leadership. I have seen scores of men, at least 75 guys, maybe more, over a 30-year period, get their careers terminated or ruined because of shit like this. I can probably name a half a dozen guys who were accused of some reprehensible bullshit. They were found not guilty. Some of them by courts martial, a few of them in a criminal court. And then they go back to the military. They think it's all going to be done deal. They were found not guilty. And they wind up with a bar of re-enlistment in their file. So when their enlistment is over, they're gone. It doesn't matter if, 15, 16, 17 years. I've seen some guys with that much time get bounced for bullshit. All right? It's absolutely reprehensible. It really is. And if the military wants to survive and actually be a competent, efficient fighting force going into the future, it needs to crack down and get these toxic leaders the hell out of the ranks. Fuck them. Fuck them. As you can tell, I'm spun up over this. I think he should be allowed to stay in the SEALs. I think he should keep his trident and his rank. And there's probably a lot of motherfuckers who are in prison now or have been released. Their careers have been absolutely destroyed based on bullshit, and it happened during the Obama years. There's a lot of guys who are just doing their fucking job. Shit fucking went awry, and their chain of command turned their backs on their guys, and these guys got royally fucked. There should be a lot more pardons out there. Okay, granted, yes, there are dickheads out there that do fucking fucked up shit. All right, got it. It happens. And the guys who just willy-nilly go out there and inflict death, misery, and mayhem for no reason is absolutely reprehensible. But in a war zone, especially when you've been there for a while, and you have been IED'd, mortared, shot at, fucked with at every turn, friends have been killed, your nerves are on edge. These guys deserve the benefit of the fucking doubt. And not to run them up the flagpole, man. It's so fucked up. It really is. You know, I seen it with my guys in 04 in Iraq. My battalion commander wanted to court-martial some of my guys who were involved in this fucking wicked checkpoint shooting. All right. You know, they didn't stop for the 2 signs. They were doing over 30 miles an hour. They got to the absolute last point they could be at before it, you know, if there was a car bomb, it could kill the people at the checkpoint. And they lit the vehicle up with 60s and 50 cal machine guns. Killed everyone in the car. And my guys were fucking just lividly upset about the whole thing. You know, because they went and looked, which they should never do, but that's another side note. I heard about it. I got my ass there as soon as I could, and I took some digital pictures of the scene. And I kept them in the back burner. And didn't really say anything about it. 6 weeks later, I'm the first sergeant. I get called up there to the battalion, and he wants me to arrest 3 of the 4 people from this checkpoint and read them their rights, and read the 4th guy his rights, but they aren't going to do anything to him right then and there because, you know, he technically didn't pull the trigger. He's just guilty by association. So I basically go back to the HQ, pull out my digital file, print up your pictures of the scene. I don't arrest my guys. I don't even read them their rights. I don't even fucking tell them what's going on. And I take these pictures and I go right back up there to the battalion and I throw them down in front of the battalion commander and I say, "You see that? That's a gun." And he looks at me and goes, "No, Sergeant Popp, that's a toy gun." "Yes, but at 30 miles an hour, that's a fucking gun. And guess what? If these guys go to court-martial, they're going to get the benefit of the doubt. And they will be pissed off, and I will be pissed off. Letters will be written, and it won't look good for you." Needless to say, I did not have to read anyone their rights, nor arrest anyone. In fact, I never even said anything about it until years later, because I didn't want to fuck up the morale of the unit at the time. Because shit like that fucks the morale to no end, especially when you got a headhunting, you know, ring-knocking piece of shit officer who doesn't give a fuck about his men, and he just wants to burn them to the fucking ground. Period. Okay, now I've told you stories about Colonel Dina and the fucking reprehensible shit she did to her fucking staff, and I found it hard to believe that such an incompetent, stupid cunt of a bitch could be promoted to battalion commander. It is my personal belief, and I believe the Army's starting to change now, that they're actually starting to interview people before they give them a battalion command. And I think they should really go to the IG files and see how many IG complaints have been filed against these particular officers. Because guess what? You know, if the guy is a shitheel, toxic piece of shit, there will be a paper trail. Okay? And I believe the shit that goes on in IG doesn't get fucking washed away. They might, you know, come up with not founded, but there's still a record. So if said lieutenant colonel has 8 or 12 IG complaints against him, all relatively for the same fucking thing, when there's smoke, there's fire. Do not give a person like that the power to destroy careers and lives. There's a lot of guys on active duty who killed themselves because of a toxic leader and bullshit like this. It needs to stop. And I fully support President Trump in drawing a line in the sand against these toxic, incompetent pieces of shit who are at the top. Okay, now, a lot of those officers that get that high in rank, very few of them are very good. Most of them are mediocre and who are good at playing the fucking politics game and are really good at backstabbing and cutting throats. They destroy people around them to make themselves look good. When you have people willing or volunteering to go into the service to actually pick up a weapon and march forward under orders into hostile fucking fire. Those people are fucking rare. And they should not be thrown away willy-nilly because somebody's upset, somebody's pride got hurt, or any other fucking one of the 7 deadly sins, which usually winds up being the bait in people's death trap. Well, that's my opinion. I am not a fan of the officer corps. A large majority of them that I saw during, my tenure were absolutely reprehensible, incompetent, cowards, idiots, morons, or they were just so fucking conceited they couldn't see past the end of their own fucking nose at the problems which were clearly in front of them and they refused to acknowledge. Period. Well, gentlemen, that is my rant. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I know there's a lot of enlisted guys who watch this channel, and they know exactly what I'm fucking talking about when I say toxic leaders. And it's not mainly just officers. There are a lot of enlisted toxic motherfuckers out there. There's a lot more now than when I was in, because back in the day, the NCO Corps was really good at fucking policing its own ranks and keeping dumb shit from fucking happening. Because people did get invited out back to get their ass kicked, and it happened more often than you probably know. Anyway, that's me. Take it easy.